Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss about few problems on speed, distance and time. So this chapter is based on the speed, distance and time of classes 6, 7, 8. You can follow. So I have solved few problems. In this today's class we are going to discuss about these problems. Tina took 2 1 by 3 hours to travel 4 by 9 of the distance between town A and town B at an average speed of 72 km per hour. What was Tina's average speed if she took 4 hours 12 minutes to travel from town A to town B? So in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to let the distance be x. Now Tina took what 2 and 1 by 3 hours. That means if we change this mixed fraction into improper fraction, we are getting 7 by 3 hours to travel 4 by 9 x distance at the speed 72 km per hour. This whole thing is given in the question. Okay, so that means speed is also given as 72 km per hour. Distance is what 4 by 9 of the distance between town A and town B. So this 4 by 9 of x we are considering. And the time here is 2 1 by 3. So this 2 1 by 3, this is a mixed fraction. We will change into the improper fraction and we are getting as 7 by 3. Now we know that distance equal to speed into time. So what is the distance here? Distance is 4 by 9x. What is speed here? Speed is the 72 km per hour. What is the time here? 7 by 3. So 7 by 3 into 72. So we are going to solve x and we are getting as 378. So here the total distance is what? 378. Now the new time is what? Now see, what was Tina's average speed if she took 4 hours 12 minutes to travel from town A to town B? Okay, so that means what? He's taking 4 hours 12 minutes. 4 hours 12 minutes, if we also change this minute into hour, we are getting 4 hours plus 12 by 60, that means we are getting 21 by 5 hours. And here what we know, here we know the speed equal to distance by time. What is the distance here? Distance is 378 and what is the time here into 5 by 21. That means here we are getting as 90 km per hour. So the average speed of the Tina is what? 90 km per hour. In this way we are going to solve the problem. So let's move on to the next problem. Next problem is what? Question 2. A motorist traveled half of his journey at 60 km per hour and completed the remaining 90 km in 1 by 2 hours. What is the average speed of the whole journey? So in that case, what we will do, see. So actually the question is what? The half of the journey is travel at speed of 60 km per hour. So the motorist traveled the half of his journey at 60 km per hour and the remaining journey was completed in 90 km. The remaining 90 kilometers is covered in 1.5 hours. That means the remaining journey was what? 90 kilometers and this journey was covered in 1.5 hours. Now what we know the speed equal to distance by time. So the speed of the remaining journey is what? 90. 90 is what? 90 by 1.5. So that is what? 60 km per hour. Since the speed of this is same for the first half of the journey and the remaining half of the journey, so the average speed of the whole journey is 60 km per hour. Okay, the half of the journey is what? 60 km per hour and the remaining. So we are finding first the remaining journey, the speed of the remaining journey. So when we find out the speed of the remaining journey and we know that the speed of the half of the journey was 60 km per hour, so and the remaining journey is also 60 km per hour. Now if we do the average of the speed, we will get 60 km per hour only. Okay, the third question. A truck and a bus started off at 10:30 am from the opposite end of the highway. The truck traveled at a speed of 90 km per hour and a bus traveled at a speed of 54 km per hour. If they passed each other at 1 p.m., what is the length of the highway? So here it is telling that the truck and a bus both they started the journey at 10:30 am. And the truck was traveled at a speed of what 40 km per hour and the bus traveled at a speed of 54 km per hour. So in that case what we have to find out, see, what is the speed of the truck? Speed of the truck is 40 km per hour. So the distance of the truck is what? 40 into 2.5 km per hour, which is equal to 100 km per hour. Speed of the bus is what? 54 km per hour. So the distance traveled by bus is 54 into 2.5 kilometer, that is 135 kilometer. So the distance of the highway was 100 plus 135, that is 235 kilometers. So the length of the highway is also 235 kilometers. Now how we got this 2.5? See here it is telling the bus and the truck started off at what 10:30 am and both meet each other at 1 p.m. So from 10:30 to 1, what is the time? 11:30, 12:30, 1. That means 2.5 hours. So from there we have got the time as 2.5 hours. From 10:30 they have started and they meet at 1 p.m. So from 10:30 to 1 p.m. what is the difference between the time? The difference is 2.5 hours. So from there we have got the time as 2.5 hours. And we have add up this distance 100 and add up the distance traveled by bus both together and we have got the length of the highway. Okay, next. A car started from town P and traveled towards town Q at 60 km per hour. At the same time, a van also started from town Q and traveled town B at 60 km per hour. After 2 3 by 4 hours, they were 65 km apart, still traveling towards each other. What is the distance between the two towns and how many hours of travel would they cross each other? So let us solve the problem. First is what? The time taken by the car and the van is 2 3 by 4. It is like after 2 3 by 4 hours, they were 65 km apart. So the time taken by both car and van will be 2 3 by 4 hours, that is 11 by 4 hours. What is the distance? Distance is what? Speed into time. First we will see distance traveled by car. What is the distance traveled by car? Um, what is the speed of the car? 70 into 11 by 4, that is 192.5 kilometer. And the distance traveled by van. The speed of the van is what? Speed of the van is 60. Okay, the speed of the van is 60, which is equal into 11 by 4, because it is telling that see, the car started from town P and traveled towards town Q at 70 km per hour. And the same time, the van started from town Q and traveled town P at 60 km per hour. So this will be the speed of the van, which is 60 into 11 by 4, that is 165 km. Now the distance between P and Q. Distance P and Q. Okay, distance P and Q is 192.5 plus 165 plus 65, because it is telling that after 3 by 4 hours they are 65 kilometer apart. Still they are 65 kilometer apart. So this 65 also we have to add with it, and we are getting as 422.5 kilometer. Okay. So the distance is what? So the distance between two towns is 422.5 kilometer. Okay. So the next one we will do. A train is booked to run between two places, 55 km apart, in 1 hour 20 minutes. If it travels from the first 30 km at 36 km per hour, and what speed must it travel for the rest of the distance in order to complete the journey in the time? Now see, the total distance of the two places is what? 55 kilometer, because it is telling that the train is booked to run between the two places. This 55 kilometer apart. So this 55 will be the distance between the two places. That is 55 kilometer. Now here the time taken is what? 1 hour 20 minutes. Okay, that means 1.33 hours. If we convert this minute into hours, 20 by 60, we are getting as 1.33 hours. Now what is telling, if it travels for the first 30 kilometer at 36 kilometer per hour. So here the speed is what? 36 kilometer per hour. So the time taken by the train will be what? Distance by speed. What is the distance here? 55 by 36. We are getting as 0.83 kilometer, 0.833 hour. Next, remaining distance is what? 55 kilometer minus 36, that means 25 kilometer. And the remaining time is what? 1.33 minus 0.833, that means 0.5 hour. Now we will calculate the speed equal to distance by time. That means here 25 by 0.5, that is 50 kilometer per hour. So the train must travel at a speed of 55 kilometer per hour in order to complete the rest of the journey. Okay, next is what? Ajay walked at a speed of 8 km per hour for 45 minutes and then ran at an average speed of 12 km per hour for 40 minutes. What was the average speed of the whole journey? Now let's see. Ajay walked at a speed of what? 8 km per hour. Okay. So in 45 minutes, what he will travel? He will travel, which is equal to 8 into 45 by 60 km, that is equal to 6 km. Now what happened? Ajay ran at a speed of what? 12 km per hour. So in 40 minutes he would travel what? 12 into 40 by 60. That means equal to 8 km. Now the distance covered is what? 8 plus 6, that is 14 kilometers. So the time taken will be what? 45 plus 40 minutes. Here it's saying 45 plus 40 minutes. Because what is telling, the speed of Ajay walked at a speed of what? 8 km for 45 minutes and then ran at an average speed of 12 km per hour for 40 minutes. So the first, if we calculate, is telling the speed is given and time is given here. If we convert this minute into hour, we are getting 45 by 60, that we have calculated, and we have got 6 km. And then when ran, again ran. So what is the speed of that? Average speed is 12 km and time is 40 minutes. So from there we can calculate the distance. We are getting as 8. From 8 plus 6 we are getting as 14 kilometer, and time taken is what? 45 plus 40, we are getting as 85 minutes. So from there we can calculate the average speed of the whole journey, that is total distance by total time. That means we are getting 9 by 9, 15 by 17 kilometer per hour. This is the average speed. So this much for the today's class. In the next class we are going to discuss with some few more problems on speed, distance and time. Thanks for watching the channel.